Hello everybody, it's Julia here with a reading for you. My little bit of wood I've got left there. Today is Sunday in the UK. I think it's the 27th of February, to be honest, but don't hold me to that. Today I'm going to have a go at something completely new, something completely different for my channel. I'm quite excited but quite nervous as well, actually. I'm going to have a go at a pick a pile video, which I've seen lots of other tarot card readers do, and I've watched several myself, and I really enjoy them. I think it's a really good way to do a tarot video because it gives you, the viewer, an element of choice, doesn't it? About which pile you're going to pick. So I've had a long think about it, and I've had to learn some new things, like how to put timestamps on a video, for instance, which was something I didn't know how to do, to be honest. All my videos so far, I just sit down, light a candle, clear the energy, switch my camera on, and off I go, and I don't stop until I'm finished, and then I stop the video. So I've never had to pause a video or put timestamps in or rearrange my table or do any of the more faffy things that come with a pick a pile reading. But I'm excited to be here today and to have a go at it for you. So yeah, I'm just cleansing my energy, and I just love the smell of this, to be honest. So I was just having a look at the astrology for the end of February and early March, and I noticed that the first week of March sees Mars, which is kind of the planet of anger, really, isn't it, in many ways, and the planet Pluto, which you could also say was a kind of furious, angry kind of planet. They're going to clash a little bit, they're going to come together. So for the first week of March, I would say that if you're already feeling angry or fed up or grumpy about something, that could potentially become more of a problem for you. It could be something that you need to watch out for. Obviously, with such strong fiery energies around, this is a really good time to use those energies mindfully and with intention, and to put that energy into something to achieve something. So, you know, there's always a plus to any kind of astrology, even Mercury retrograde, which for some of us can be a very scary and horrifying thing to our lives. You know, it can have its positives, can't it? It can have some things that benefit us. So let me just blow the table, get rid of all my ash. There we go. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to draw one of these cards for 3 piles. I'm only going to do 3 piles. I know a lot of readers do 4, but I'm going to do 3. So I'm going to draw 3 cards, and I shall place one of these lovely crystals on them. They're all green aventurine crystals, and we've got a cat, a heart, and a dragonfly. So you can obviously use those to aid your decision. I think green aventurine is a good crystal for using to look at where there's positivity in your life, to release things that are negative, to release things that are toxic in your life. So I think that they're good crystals to go with this reading. And the title of this reading is What Are Your Biggest Strengths? So in my 3 piles that I shall be shuffling and dealing out, we are looking at what are your biggest strengths. So as I said, I'm going to draw one each of this card here, which is my Chakra Oracle deck, and I shall place a crystal on it, and you can choose which one of those piles you would like to go with. Then I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to shuffle and deal out the rest of my cards here, and then I shall pause the video, and then there will be a timestamp for pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. So fingers crossed that it all works out for me today. As I said, I am quite nervous about doing this reading, but I'm very excited to do it for you as well. So, for the question, what is your biggest strength today, please, Spirit? Could we have some clarity? I'd like to pick out 3 piles for my viewers. So for card number 1, we have communication, and I think we shall put the Dragonfly on that one. For card number 2, we have will. How lovely. I think these are both throat chakra type cards, aren't they? So will. Your will. And we shall put the cat on there, I think. And card number 3, we have guidance, which I would say is a crown chakra or a third eye chakra card, isn't it? Probably a crown chakra. And that is guidance, and we shall put the heart on that. So there we go, everybody. If you would, I'll put my cards over there. If you would like to make your choice between communication, will and guidance, and I shall see you again in a moment for the shuffling. Okay, so I hope that you've made your choice. And now I shall shuffle the cards for the 3 piles that we've got here. So pile number 1 is communication, pile number 2 is will, and pile number 3 is guidance. So I'm going to shuffle my psychic tarot cards, and I'm going to draw 1 card each for the piles here and see what we get for you. So I hope everybody's well at the moment. I hope everybody's doing okay. I know that the world is in a state of chaos and flux yet again, isn't it? Hey. So for pile number 1, Spirit, please. Pile number 2, oops, my slippery table, and pile number 3. So that's the psychic tarot deck. We're also going to have a card each from my lovely power animals deck. Do you know, I've had this deck for, oh, I don't know, 20 years, I think, actually, 20 years. It's a beautiful deck, really, really grounded and nice to read with. I can't imagine why anybody would want to see me doing my terrible shuffling, but I know many of you like to see the shuffling and the laying out of cards, so yeah, there we go. So, Spirit, please, if we could have 3 more cards, please, for pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Lovely. And then I'm going to draw 6 tarot cards also, and these are from my Radiant Rider-Waite, I think Radiant Wise Rider-Waite deck, which is a newer deck that I've gotten recently, and I love these cards. I learnt to read with Rider-Waite cards, and they've just been an enduring passion really for, oh, I think 30 years of my life now. So Spirit, please, if we could have 6 cards each for each pile, please, that will bring us clarity to these readings for my lovely viewers. I'm so grateful to all of you that have subscribed to my channel recently. I'm so grateful to all of you that choose to spend the time watching my videos. There's such a lot of fantastic tarot readers on YouTube that for you to choose to spend the time with me is wonderful. So if we could have 6 cards that will give us clear messages, please, for my viewers regarding communication, will and guidance. Let's just put that back on there so you know. These are for. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so if I need to clarify these cards once we've got them out on the table, I'm going to be using my Pagan Cat tarot deck over here. So I may or may not clarify, we'll see how we go. So I shall just get myself sorted out and I shall see you with pile number 1. Hello. So we're back with pile number 1. That's for all of you that chose the Dragonfly and the communication card. And the keywords on this communication card are self-expression, exchange, sharing, and connection. And this card makes me think about really all aspects of communication, really, connecting with others. And I guess in its highest forms, this kind of connection, this kind of communication would be conscious communication, wouldn't it? Conscious thought and conscious speech. So, and remember, this reading is what are your biggest strengths in life. So, and we have also card number 8 here, and I think that this is the 8 of Wands. Or is this the 8 of Pentacles? I'm not entirely sure, actually. I think this is the 8 of this is the 8 of Wands, isn't it? Yeah. So this is positive forward movement. This is Sagittarius energy. This is Mercury in Sagittarius, actually. And Mercury always makes me think about communication and swift communication, actually, about things moving quickly, about there sometimes feeling like there's no time, feeling a little bit overwhelmed with things. But that's a very good card, isn't it, to fit in with a card of communication here. Communication, especially, well, all kinds of communication can be swift, can't they? You know, we can write, talk, type, message each other, all of it we can do very quickly. Sometimes too quickly, I think, actually, in our lives these days. Everything seems to be sort of immediate, doesn't it? Immediate. Perhaps that's what we're getting here with the sharing and the conscious communication that I was thinking about, is that a lot of the communication that we do in our day-to-day life is not really very conscious, is it? It's just our mouths open and words come out, don't they? So we've also got salmon here, which is determination. This is, you will know where you are going and you will get there. Okay. And then with our tarot cards, we have got, we have got the World. How lovely. We have got the Two of Swords. We have got the Seven of Swords. We have got Justice. And we have got the Nine of Pentacles. And we have got the Queen of Swords. So, let's move all these over just a tad. So I can have a look at them better for you. You know, I'm putting my heater on and off, on and off. I'm sort of getting too hot and then too chilly, too hot and too chilly. Maybe that's a reflection of how you're feeling at the moment watching this video. So, your biggest strength, communication, and actually what I'm seeing here in your cards is we've got quite a lot of swords energy here. We've got Justice and we've got the Queen of Swords, and already I think I'm feeling that whatever it is that you do in life involves a lot of use of your intellect, of your mind, of your processing abilities, of your analytical abilities. I can see here that you're a person who's sharp and determined. Somebody who has worked very hard. Somebody here who has worked very hard. I can see that. With the salmon, with the determination, we've got, you know, as we know with salmons, they half kill themselves, don't they, climbing up to where it is they're going to breed, or I'm not entirely sure what it is actually that goes on with salmons, but I know that I've seen them trying and failing and trying and failing and climbing up a little bit and falling back down, and it's like one step forward and two steps back sometimes, isn't it? But eventually, because they persevere, they get there, don't they? I think that you're successful. I think that what I'm seeing here is somebody that actually is successful in their own field. I feel that you perhaps might work in a legal profession. That's entirely possible. You could work in the world of the criminal justice service, I'm also seeing here. I think there's something about what you do that means that you have to, how can I say this? I'm feeling it's like there's something here that you have to do that means that you have to kind of separate yourself a little bit from your emotions. I think that's what I'm feeling here, is that in order to get the job done, you have to separate yourself from your emotions and how you feel. And I think I'm seeing here that this is a big strength of yours, actually. I think it enables you to do your job well. It enables you to maneuver around your environment very well. And I can see that it's been a big skill and a big bonus for you in your life. It's something that I think that you've worked very hard at, you've probably trained yourself in, you've studied, you've used your big intellect here to help you get to this place. I think that you're feeling materially quite settled and quite independent. I think that having a nice home life here is important to you. And so I think you've been making the best of what you've got, kind of thing. But I think, I mean, when I'm looking at your cards here, these are all cards, really, to be honest, of success and of clarity and of completion and of clear thinking and connecting with other people. I'm not quite sure what we've got going on here with the Seven of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This is Mercury in Aquarius. So this is some kind of communication, but it's a kind of tricky one. It could potentially be underhand. It may be that you have to use your skills to work out whether other people are being underhand, whether other people are lying to you or trying to deceive you. That's a very strong feeling that I'm getting here, actually. Yeah. I think you've got a very positive mindset here. I think you're a person who likes to be continually learning things and moving forward. I think you enjoy being sort of in the midst of things. Yeah. My only concern, I guess, about this little pile of cards here really is that we've got no cups. We've got one wand, but we've got no cups. We've got no cups. So as I said, that is my only concern here really, is that perhaps, you know, with a card like the Two of Swords, this would imply a sort of head over heart kind of place. This is a refusal to really feel things. This is being up in your head a lot, feeling a bit stuck and a bit limited, not really wanting to feel what's going on. You know, she sat there with her back to the water, and the water represents emotions. We've got the moon in the sky behind her, which again represents emotions. And while this could be a card of choices and decisions, to me, more than anything, it just represents somebody feeling kind of limited, kind of stuck within their energy, not wanting to take the blindfold off, not wanting to see, not wanting to feel, actually, not wanting to feel. So I would say, while this reading is very much about your strengths, and I can see your strengths here, they're all over these cards, actually. This, like I said, this logical, analytical, swift, smooth talking, articulate, fair-minded, truth-seeking, a person who wants to figure things out, a person who wants to work things out and understand things, wants the truth of things. As I said, you could very well work in an environment where you're having to decide things about other people, where you're having to use different methods to find the truth of things out. Could be that you're a policeman, a policewoman, that you work in a court, that you work in the criminal justice service, that you're a solicitor, a lawyer. Yeah, could be any of those things, or something very similar to it. These are fantastic skills for you, actually. I can see that you've had a lot of success in life, and I can see that you're very determined to get where you're going. But I think the only thing that I can say that is lacking in these cards here is cards of emotion. And perhaps that might be something just to reflect upon a little bit, and to think about why those cards are missing here, and whether there's an emotional connection within your life that you feel that you might want to invest a little bit more of your time in, I guess. So yeah, there we go. I'm not going to clarify these cards because I'm quite happy with them, actually. They've told a story. They express very well this card here of communication. And I also get with the Dragonfly here, it's like this sort of flitting about, talking to this person, talking to that person. You know, I think you could be a manager. You're a person who's involved in a lot of people's affairs, I think here. A lot of people's business. So take this reading however it resonates for you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. I'm now going to pause the video, and I shall sort my table out and get ready for card number 2. So if you enjoyed that, please do give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Hello everybody. So here we are with pile number 2, and I've just managed to put ash and bits all over my table again. Let me give them a blow. There we go. So I was just clearing the air, the energies, after doing pile number 1. And so pile number 2 was the cat, wasn't it? Remember? And we have the card of will here, which, as I said, is a throat chakra card. And the key words on this card are expression, assertiveness, self-control, and direction. And to me, really, this card talks about personal boundaries, doesn't it? About having a sort of quiet strength about you, I guess, really, to acknowledge who you are and to live in alignment with that. You know, this tortoise here is living life on his terms, isn't he? No one's going to hurry him up. He'll get where he's going in his own time, and he has his own little direction in his own mind, doesn't he? So yeah, so will, personal boundaries. So as I said, this is a reading entitled "What is your biggest strength?" So we might say that your biggest strength at this time would be your ability to be strong, to be assertive, to maintain boundaries, and to have a direction for yourself, to have some willpower and some self-control. That's lovely. Again, I think the cat fits very well with that, doesn't it? Again, the cat very much lives his life on his terms, doesn't he? What else have we got here? We've got the universe card. Wow. So this is the end of a cycle within the major arcana, isn't it? This is Saturn, the great planet Saturn slowly turning. We have such a thing as a Saturn return in our life, don't we? Which I think, is that when we're age 29 or 30? It's around about that time. I think it repeats at intervals throughout our life. I can't remember, to be honest, the cycles of Saturn, but I know it's a long, slow cycle. This is the achievement and the fulfillment of things that you want in your life. This is reaching the end of a phase, completing a phase. This is living in alignment with who you are. This is acceptance of who you are. This is integration of the many facets of who you are. That's a wonderful card. And we've also got the dove. Wow. So serenity, slow down, pause and breathe. That's beautiful, isn't it? I've got some doves in my garden at the moment that come and visit my garden, my bird feeder. I love the doves. They are very pretty birds. But yeah, they seem quite dignified, doves, I feel. I think that's the word I've been trying to come up with, is dignified. They're not like the pigeons. They're not like the pigeons that come in and just scoff absolutely everything. I think the dove kind of sort of, yeah, the dove takes its time. They're quite discerning, I think, doves. They may just be my ideas about what a dove is, but anyway. So this is slow down, pause and breathe. So this might imply that recently you've been rushing around, you've been doing too much. Your head might be in a little bit of a spin. Perhaps you've been losing a little bit of that self-control and that direction that we see in your chakra oracle card here of will. Perhaps all of the various activities, all of the various busyness, all of the various activities and things that you have to do in life have caused you to become a little bit ungrounded, a little bit unsettled. They may have caused you to lose a little bit of your serenity here. But we shall see in the cards. So what have we got? Ooh. So we've got the Five of Swords here. This is Aquarius energy. This is Venus in Aquarius. So this is feeling like you might have lost something, feeling that things didn't go your way, that somebody might be taking advantage of you in some way. We've got the Four of Cups here. This is the Moon in Cancer. This is Cancer energy. This is somebody not really wanting to look at the reality of the situation particularly, I suppose. Somebody kind of lost in their own thoughts, contemplating their own thoughts. We have the Hanged Man, which again is somebody who's kind of taking a break, I suppose. This is suspended animation, isn't it? This is a time out from life. This is a retreat, a need to sacrifice something, if you like, in order to grow, in order to expand, in order to feel more of yourself. Because that's what we're talking about here with your cards, isn't it? With will, with your own feelings of self-expression, your own feelings about self-control. So there's been a withdrawal. There's been a withdrawal. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, a beautiful, positive, lovely card here. This is almost always a positive card, I believe. This is Jupiter. This is a card of good luck, isn't it? Good fortune. The wheel is turning. Things are changing. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this is Earth energy. This is Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn. This is slow but steady, sure movement. And then we've got another 4, and we've got the 4 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy. So I don't know whether any of the astrology relates to you within this reading. This is holding on to things. This is feeling... This is being concerned really with your physical and material security. In some decks, this can be described as a sort of miser card really, somebody who is hanging on to things for all the wrong reasons. So let's have a look at what we've got here for you. So this is very definitely a reading about your personal power, about your personal will, and that is your strength, your ability to go your own way, your ability to make your own decisions, to have integrity, to have courage in your convictions, I guess. I think that's what will means to me. And I think I resonate quite strongly with that energy, if I'm honest, and I know that at times in my life it has caused me problems with other people, because what might be in alignment with your own will and with your own needs isn't always in alignment with other people's. It can sometimes feel a lonely journey, and I think that's what I'm seeing some of here, really. Excuse me, I'm going to have a drink. There's a lot, kind of everybody in this reading, everybody in these cards is on their own. Yeah, everybody in these cards is on their own. And they're kind of withdrawn, if I'm honest, here. I wonder if something's happened recently that has kind of challenged you, and you've stuck to your guns, and you've asserted your will, you've asserted your self-control, you've been very clear about your boundaries, about what you need, you've been strong and determined, and perhaps it just hasn't gone your way. Perhaps it's caused some bad feeling with other people. It's caused you to withdraw and retreat a little bit, and to say sort of, you know, to sort of feel that you've got to hang on to what you've got, to not let anybody in. I think this card of serenity and slow down, pause and breathe here, I think that is part of this, isn't it? Is that I think perhaps you've been overwhelmed recently with some of this. Like I said, this card here of will is really not the easy path a lot of the time, because this is about being true to yourself, isn't it? And as I said, that's not always in alignment with what other people want or need or think or feel, or their expectations of you. You can be accused of being selfish and self-involved with this kind of energy. I know that. I've felt that within myself at times, but I think if this is an energy that is strong within you and important to you, I think that you kind of undermine yourself really eventually, and you end up going in directions that are not serving you. You end up people pleasing. You end up living your life for other people, really, if you're not very careful. And I can feel that, I can see that in your cards here. I think that that is an energy that has been going on. And I think that you found it very difficult. I think you found it very upsetting. And I can see here that you have withdrawn. Like I said, you've taken some time out. There's some inner work going on here. This card here also, this is inner work. This is self-reflection, isn't it? Maybe you feel you've come as far as you can with something. I'm not sure what that is, because we've got the universe here, haven't we? We've got some very positive cards here. I mean, the universe and the Wheel of Fortune, they're very, very positive cards. To me, they say that you've reached some kind of level of experience, or you've reached some kind of level of skill in something. And perhaps you're not sure what's next. I'm looking at these cards and sort of wondering what you might be doing with your life, what you might be doing for a job. In the last cards with pile number 1, it was quite clear really that there was something perhaps to do with the legal system or the criminal justice system or the courts. There was a feeling, a flavour of something like that, but here I'm not really entirely sure what you're doing, but I would say that you probably, if you don't already, you probably would prefer to work alone, and you'd probably prefer to work independently. I think you probably feel yourself to be a little bit of a loner. Somebody that finds it hard to rely on other people, finds it hard to let other people in. Looking at all of your cards here, we've got quite a good mixture of different energies, but we've only got one card of cups, which is emotions, and we've got no wands here. And that would make me feel that you spend an awful lot of your time perhaps up in your head, and you spend an awful lot of your time trying to actually achieve things and succeed and move forward within your real world, within your life. There's slow but steady progress here. I think there is a flavour, there is a feeling here of perhaps feeling this word here of self-control. Perhaps that's become a little bit extreme. There is a flavour of that here, that perhaps it would do you good to get into your emotional state, to actually do something that makes you feel things, to allow yourself to go with the flow a little bit more, because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is here really. The Wheel of Fortune, I always remember from the Osho Zen deck that he said that if you're on the outside of the Wheel of Fortune, you're going to be hanging on by your fingernails really as the wheel spins. But if you can align yourself and integrate yourself within the Wheel of Fortune, more in the centre, you're going to feel it's going to be a smoother ride for you anyway. You know, you're not going to be clinging on by your fingernails. You're not going to be at risk of getting thrown off. You're not trying to overly control things. You're just within the wheel, going with the wheel, going with the flow of the wheel. And I think that's something that perhaps might need some further self-reflection from you. That would go very well with the card of serenity here, of slowing down, pausing, breathing, going with the flow, allowing some of your emotions to come to the fore, not trying to control everything or control everyone around you, to perhaps allow some trusted people into your life, to perhaps share your emotional state with somebody that you trust. I think that would be my only warning for you about these cards, because, you know, this is a reading of what are your biggest strengths, and I can see here your biggest strength is your determination, isn't it? Is your sense of personal boundaries, your strength, your ability to acknowledge who you are and to live in alignment with that no matter what. And that's really not easy to do in this day and age. That's really not easy to do. There's a lot of pressure in the world to fit in, to people please, to do as you're told, to toe the line, to do the right thing. And I don't really see any of that here particularly. I see you doing what you need to do for you, and that's extremely admirable. But I think my only word of warning here really would be to not allow that to harden you, to not allow that to distance you from people that care about you, to allow somebody into your life that you care about and that you trust. And as I said, to try and stay closer to the centre of the wheel. You don't need to live dangerously on the outside of the wheel. It's far safer on the inside. To go with the flow a little bit more. Pick your battles. Sometimes in life, to be aware of your own personal boundaries and to be strong and assertive means that you can choose to go along with things that other people want, because you know that in that moment is the right thing to do. Anyway, I think that's enough. I think that that's all I have for you here. I'm not going to clarify these cards because to me they're quite straightforward, to be honest. I hope that resonated. I hope that you got something out of that, some kind of reinforcement or reassurance about your path and about where you're going. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon with another one of these readings. Thank you. Hello everybody, I'm just clearing the energy again for my last reading for the third pile here in my video today of what are your biggest strengths. So, as I said, this is the third pile, and this is the pile with the heart on. My sage stick is falling to bits. So, what did we have? We had guidance, didn't we? This is a crown chakra card. So, the key words on this card are support, love, signs, and direction. And to me, this card, well, it looks like there's a compass, doesn't it, in this card? So I think this is about your own internal compass, your own perhaps moral compass, about feeling that we're all connected, about being open, about going with the flow. I think we've got the tree of life possibly within that card also there as well, haven't we? and the sun and the moon. So yeah, this is about we are all connected. That is the meaning of this card, isn't it? This is about being open, spiritually conscious, going with the flow, having an open heart, about having good relationships with people in your life, being supportive and helpful to people in your life, being open to spirit, being open to the spirit world, being open to messages and synchronicities. That's lovely, isn't it? So I shall put that there. And then we have card number 2. And I believe this is the 2 of Pentacles. I think this is movement, choices and decisions. So this is the 2 of Pentacles, which is a Capricorn energy. This is about feeling that sometimes you have to juggle things, that there are some hard choices to be made in life sometimes. Which direction to go, what's more important than something else, for instance. Yeah, choices, decisions and movement, which goes very well actually with this card here, doesn't it? Because one of the words, the key words on this card was direction, and we have a compass within the card, don't we? And then we have the Dragonfly. Wow. So this is a card of illusion. This card says you know who you really are. Wow. There is a real illusionary nature about dragonflies, isn't it? As they sort of flit about, they can change colour. They can appear to be one thing in one moment and another thing in another moment, can't they? They can be very, very still and quiet, and then the sun comes out and all of a sudden they're all over the place, aren't they? Flitting about from place to place with their bright sort of iridescent blue wings. Beautiful things, dragonflies. But this is illusion anyway. You know who you really are. I wonder if there's, in this reading particularly, this is relating to the illusionary sort of qualities of life, about our reality, you know, the nature of our reality, about who we are as people. Because this is a crown chakra card, isn't it, which started your reading, and so that is to do with our connection to spirit, isn't it? And we also have the Hermit. Wow. So this is Virgo energy, isn't it? This is lovely Virgo energy. And this is about a spiritual journey yet again, isn't it? This is about the journey to self. The Hermit is a person who might remove themselves from society and from many of the trappings of society, of the material world, but they're not a stranger to people. They're always welcoming of sort of waifs and strays. They're always welcoming of people in need. And they're always keen to help other people, which I think goes very well also with this card of guidance and love and support, doesn't it? The crown chakra card here. Oh, we've got the Ten of Swords. This is Gemini. This is the completion of something, isn't it? Something is done. Something painful has happened, but it's done. We have the Nine of Cups. Wow. So this is Pisces energy. This is kind of wish fulfillment, isn't it? The fruition of things, the attainment of things, This is somebody who's feeling very contented with their lot. They've got all their cups behind them, which are cups of emotion and emotional qualities, and this person is sat there feeling quite happy about those things. We have the Judgment card. Wow, these are really telling a story, aren't they, today? So Judgment would be, this is Pluto, isn't it? This is fiery energy of Pluto. And Pluto, as I said at the beginning of this video, is coming into conflict with Mars in the next week. So this is quite a fiery energy, isn't it? This is an energy that will uplift you, that will bring about a change. We have the Page of Cups. This is watery Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. So this is a youthful energy. This is an energy concerned with love and relationships. And then finally we've got the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is Libra, Jupiter in Libra. This is time out, isn't it, basically? This is rest and reflection and meditation, peace and quiet, solitude, rest, recovery. So let's have a look at these cards as a whole. Let me just have a drink. I'm not used to doing videos that are this long, to be honest. Most of my videos are sort of 20 to 30 minutes long, and although I've been having a little break in between these three piles here, I'm not used to talking for so long. So there's definitely a theme here, and if we look at these cards in relation to what your biggest strength might be, I think it would be your ability to be in touch with spirit, to be in touch with your eternal self, to have an open and inquiring mind, somebody who thinks deeply about things, somebody with intuition, somebody who sees their life as a journey, as a real soul's journey, somebody who has very strong and deep spiritual beliefs. But I think that you might be having some trouble kind of blending your spirituality with your real world life, if you know what I mean. I think that could well be what the Two of Pentacles is about here, really. It's about this trying to sort of blend these very opposite energies within yourself, if you like, and these very different energies within yourself, of needing to live in the world of Pentacles, you know, needing to live in the physical world, but actually where your heart is with your soul. Your heart is in the spirit world. Your heart is somewhere else. It's like you know and you recognize that this body, that this shell, this outer shell that we have, and this life that we have with all the trappings of life, that it's like that you know that those things are not real. And actually you're far less concerned, I can see here, with the material world than you are with your spiritual and emotional world. I think that you're very in touch with the signs, with the synchronicities, with omens. I could imagine you would be the sort of person that would keep a journal, that might already read tarot cards, that meditates. You might pray, you might have some religious beliefs. You could be a student of these kind of subjects. But I think more than anything, you are able to see beyond the veil. You could have some psychic abilities, but I think that's what I'm seeing here very strongly, is that actually you're a person who is able to see beyond the veil, beyond what is obvious to us in the moment, you know, the things that feel solid that actually aren't really. There is an illusionary nature about our world, isn't there? If you look beyond the obvious, and I think that that's a skill and a strength that you have. I think that that's something that you're able to do. I think that you take regular time out for yourself, to nurture yourself, to look after your energy, your energetic levels. I think you place priority on those things. I think there may have been some painful times. There may have been some difficulties getting to this place, because we've got the 10 of Swords here, haven't we? Which to me says that something has died, you know, I'm not talking necessarily about a person, although obviously sadly sometimes that can be the case, but something within you has died. Something can never come back the same again. There has been a rebirth within you. Something new, somebody new has emerged. Somebody more emotional, somebody more connected. Somebody more in touch and more in tune with the reality of our lives and the reality of our situation. Somebody who's able to look beyond the obvious. And that's a beautiful skill to have. That's a beautiful strength to have here, isn't it? I'm looking at these cards and sort of wondering what you might be doing for a living, about who you are. And it could be that you're working in the caring profession. You could be a carer, a nurse, a psychologist, a counsellor, a teacher, a therapist of some kind, a Reiki practitioner, a healer. You could be a student. I would say that you still at times have some issues trying to juggle and trying to sort of moderate and blend the different energies within your life. I feel here that you don't like the real world very much, that you find it quite toxic, and that you would prefer to sort of surround yourself and envelop yourself within all things spiritual. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else here really. On the other two readings that I did, I could see all of these strengths that the people had, but I could also see some sort of small deficits, some small weaknesses, I guess, things that they might choose to look at or to reflect upon. But I don't think I need to say that here for you, pile number 3, because I think you know. I think you're very self-aware. I think you've put a lot of time and energy into your own personal growth, into your own personal transformation. I think you're a very growth-orientated person. I think that you're very aware of your positives and your negatives. I would imagine you're the sort of person who may well have done some shadow work or are interested in shadow work. And that perhaps you have explored some of these areas quite fully, and that could well be the thing here that has ended for you, and that you've you've come out the other end of that feeling a more complete and content person. I think you've got a lot to give other people here, actually, pile number 3. I think you've got a lot to give. I think you've been putting a lot of work in. I think you're able to see things on levels that other people are not able to, and I think because of that you can be of great help and comfort to other people in their times of need. And to be honest, the world needs as many people like you as possible at the moment. Don't you think, hey? So yeah, this is beautiful. This is lovely. I don't really have any kind of advice for you. I think you keep doing what you're doing, pile number 3. I'm not going to clarify because these cards tell a very clear story. And yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, so thank you for being here. I hope that resonated for you in some way. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope to bring you some more of these pick-a-pile videos, as I quite enjoy them actually. And fingers crossed I can get all the timestamps onto my video properly, and it makes it a bit easier for you, the viewer, to watch them. So if you enjoyed my efforts today, if you enjoyed my videos, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.